Hi, and welcome to Last Week in Comics, where I talk about the last week in comics, because for some reason I cannot record the show before Wednesday. Premises, I'm gonna go over everything that released this week and, give my opinions. And this week is a lot of Batman. Prepare for it to get bad. Anyway, so starting off with DC Comics, the first one is Black Lightning, which I have been anticipating for a while now. The first issue came out, it was really good. I think that if you haven't picked it up yet, or haven't thought about picking it up yet, or even don't know much about Black Lightning, this is a great place to start, as is the case for most of the All-In books currently. I will say Black Lightning has probably been one of my favorites, but it could just be because I'm really into superhero family teams, so just having that in its entirety, I love it. I think everyone should check it out. It was a very wonderful read. I didn't read Multiversus this week. The only thing is that Scott and Barda's kid is cute. That is the only, even close to the reason I would read the Multiversus comics, is because they have a cute Barda Scott kid. So New Gods by Ram V, you have a lot to size up to. That's all I'm saying. Then Absolute Batman number 2 came out. Now, although I had initially reviewed the series because, of course, everyone was super excited for the All-In special, and I thought I could, get some nice views from talking about Absolute Batman, I am not reading the second issue. I had some problems with I have my own personal I don't like Batman. That's the reason I'm not reading it. I like the parts of Batman that aren't related to Bruce Wayne. I like Cassandra Cain. I like Stephanie Brown. I don't like Batman, so to try and read a Batman book, I just don't want to do it. The only reason that I would read this book is because of Martha Wayne, because she's alive. And even then, it was not worth it enough to read it this week. We also got new Action Comics, which I really do think that they should just give this book to Supergirl, as we are finishing up the Mariko Tamaki 6-issue story with it. And I think that Mariko Tamaki should take over Action Comics permanently and only do Supergirl. I love her Supergirl work. I think that she should do more of it. I think I said this last week, too. Does Action Comics come out, 3 times a month? What the fuck? Anyway, Batman Dark Age number 6. I've heard good things about it. The only thing I know is that Selina is dead in this universe. Or died. And, there's a Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon kid, which means I probably won't be reading this because I don't like them together. If Barbara has to date a man, it should be Ted Kord. Then we also got another Batman, Gotham by Gaslight. I did not hear anything about this on social media, which is saying something. I haven't heard about it since it pretty much debuted. So take that as you will. I heard it's a great. It sells. That's all I know because it's Batman. There's also the Batman Uncovered, which I do appreciate that DC's been doing this series where they release kind of a book of all of the variant covers that have happened for, Birds of Prey, for Harley Quinn, for Gotham City Sirens got one pretty soon after launch, which is fair. They had a crap ton of covers, but Batman also just got one. And the only notable thing I know about it is that they made Tim Drake look 7. They made him look about the same age as Damian, and Dick and Jason are buff as hell. And Stack, insert a picture of this because it's jarring and I need more people to see it because Tim Drake always gets his age reset to 17, which I think is bullshit, but to revert his age to 7 is insane. Oh my god. Batman and Robin 15 also came out. I love that. I have been actually following this book. I've been buying this book. I haven't actually been reading it. I usually occasionally grab whatever, like Punch or whatever Flatline and Damien stuff I can. I really like them together. And this one, I remember hearing from a lot of Damian Wayne fans, was really good for his characterization. It like, this entire series has been kind of him grappling with if he wants to be a hero or not, like a hero at all, like involved in superhero bullshit at all. And it's really compelling for his character, and it's really good. The only real problem I've had with the series is that sometimes they whitewash Damian, but that's just an overall DC Comics problem. I do recommend, because I know with the All-In special, this book got kind of reset. Not reset, but it has a nice jumping on point, which I think was the last month's issue. So if you haven't started reading it, or you don't know much about Damian, I think you should grab it. And we also have another issue of DC versus Vampires. The only thing I have to say about DC versus Vampires, and I'll probably say this every single time it pops up on my list, is don't buy it, because there is a Nazi who is currently illustrating it, Otto Schmidt, who named himself after a Nazi general. I don't know why DC keeps hiring him, and I've had to be very explicit in not buying any of the covers that he works on, because he does do a lot of Black Canary stuff. But I want to get the word out, because Otto Schmidt fucking sucks as a person. I don't know why DC keeps on hiring him. There's also a new Green Lantern book, which I don't care about Hal Jordan. I don't care for Hal Jordan. If I had to pick a Green Lantern to get a book right now, it would either be Guy Gardner or Simon Baz. I don't care for Hal Jordan. Or Jessica Cruz. I prefer literally any other Lantern but Hal Jordan, so of course I'm not even touching that shit. All I get about Green Lantern is when Daystar reads it, because Daystar reads every comic, and then they text about how dirty it does Carol. Another notable thing from IDW that came out this week is Star Trek Lower Decks by Ryan North. My best friend. I am not kidding about that. Like, I know, like, people are like, oh, it's a parasocial relationship with Ryan North. No, he's just my friend now. This is, like, real thing, and I'm very excited, because that means I get to talk about his comic books again. And not gonna lie, the stuff that he does with IDW for Star Trek, and basically outside of Marvel, is so much better than the stuff he does with Marvel, which is crazy, because his work with Marvel, his Fantastic Four book, is currently the best book out at Marvel right now. So all of his other stuff is somehow better than that. And I need more people to take note of it and take focus on it, because I do think it's more worthwhile. I think letting him play in sci-fi sandboxes produces some of his greatest work, which is why his Star Trek stuff is so great. But yeah, check out the new Lower Decks comic by Ryan North. He did win an Eisner for his previous Lower Decks work, so there's that. He's, again, his Star Trek stuff is, like, leagues better than anything he's done with Marvel, which, again, is crazy, because he's the best book at Marvel right now. So, also under IDW, he released, a Choose Your Own Adventure book, which he is actually also award-winning for his Choose Your Own Adventure books, like Romeo and or Juliet, and there was another one, but he made one for Star Trek called Warp Your Own Way. I've heard raving reviews from it, so if you need more Star Trek, there's also that. But I also recommend you check out some of his novels, like How to Invent Everything, and my personal favorite, which I'm trying to find here. Okay, I was trying to find the title. Why the fuck is he listed on Google as Canadian writer and computer programmer? I have to ask him about this now. Okay, I finally found the title. Okay, so, but if you want to read more of his, like, traditional novels, I recommend How to Invent Everything and my personal favorite, How to Take Over the World. I've been reading it. It's really good. But really, just in general, any of Ryan North's stuff, it's all It's all great and fantastic. I also want to talk a little bit about the February solicits because some new news release for it. The first one being, I already covered this on my TikTok, but Zatanna is now getting a new solo under Jamal Campbell, who is most notable for his recent work on Action Comics. He is both the writer and artist on this new book. I'm super excited for it. I hope it does well, so like it gets like a pretty permanent creative team, because Jamal Campbell doesn't really do ongoings. So, but as long as the book does well, hopefully DC will do another Green Arrow and we can get a full run of this, because it's been years since Zatanna has gotten a ongoing, and I think it would be really cool if she got one again. It looks really good. I can't wait for it. The other announcement is that they're releasing a new Green Lantern book, Green Lantern Corps. The first kind of, I would say, storyline that they're doing is focusing on Jon Stewart and his newly resurrected sister. I'm both happy and sad about it, because I'm happy because this is another opportunity for Simon Baz, who has notoriously gotten nothing from DC. It is another opportunity for him to be the star in a book. However, already there was 7 covers released, 3 of which are group shots, and Simon Baz is not in a single one of them. Simon Baz is only in the all-in cover that has everyone. And I think that's fucking crazy. Why isn't Simon Baz getting the flowers that he's due? Like, there's even a cover where Jessica Cruz is the main focus, and instead of putting Simon behind her, like he notoriously has been, because, again, they used to share a lantern, they instead put Kyle Rayner there. I need Kyle Rayner to fucking die. I do want to announce some of the DC Finest lineup, because Cassandra Cain is getting some of her stories reprinted under the World's Finest line. It's called Batgirl Nobody Dies Tonight. So it collects Batgirl 8 through 27 of her 2000 series, which is a very good run, and I think that if you haven't checked out Batgirl's books, like Cassandra Cain's books, you should get this. I'm honestly gonna get my own copy. They're also releasing Peacemaker. Also, in terms of the compact comics, we are getting another Wonder Woman compact comic, Wonder Woman Blood and Guts, which is collecting part of her New 52 run. Not the good part. And none of her stuff written by a woman, apparently. Like, Jesus Christ, DC. Like, I don't understand them, because they see the success of Absolute Wonder Woman. It literally was going toe-to-toe with Absolute Batman in terms of sales. Like, it was number 2, Absolute Batman was number 1. And yet you don't want to give Wonder Woman back to a female writer, nor do you want to reprint when she was written by a female writer, when she was written by Gail Simone. I just can't with DC anymore. And then there's also the New Frontier is getting a DC compact, which I don't care about the story past the fact that in the classified, like, additional comic that they do with the reprints, Rip Hunter's in it. That's about as much as I care about it. We are a Rip Hunter first and foremost family. Also in Booster Gold news, because I feel like we have to mention Booster Gold if he gets anything. The book 2 of the complete 2007 series is coming out. So they already released book 1 a while ago. So it's great that the 2007 Booster Gold series is getting a reprint. However, I do kind of feel bad, because like both the 1986 Blue Beetle and Booster Gold books have never gotten reprints. Like, ever. Like, I was scouring, like, I think maybe Blue Beetle got one once, but even that's questionable. I've never been able to find it. And I feel like those are some of those characters' best books. That is probably one of the best Blue Beetle books outside of like Jaime stuff. So it kind of, I really want them to do a reprint. I'm hoping for a DC Compact because I feel like Booster Gold is inevitably going to get a DC Compact, both with the reprinting of the 2007 series and just because he is getting stuff in the future. But I do want one of the Blue Beetles to get a DC Compact. I'm hoping for Ted, but even if Jaime gets one, I'm fine with that. I also kind of want DC Compact to start doing like volumes because I know there's some longer runs that should be contained into a compact, but they're just slightly too long for it, and I feel like splitting them in half would be a really easy way to do it. But that's just me and my need for Blue Beetle to be reprinted. That was the week in comics. Outside of, like, I guess I could bring up the Moon Girl stuff, but that just happened today. But watch the illegal episode of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur because fuck Marvel. Okay, maybe I'm gonna do a little Marvel rant at the end that just basically boils down to me saying, don't fucking read this shit because NYX came out this week, and, like, fucking, I don't know why editorial didn't catch this. I'm putting 100% of the blame on editorial because I did find out by someone who was a friend of one of the people writing NX or NYX that the misprint of calling Nakia Nadia was a misprint. It was genuinely a mistake. However, I think that the fact that went to print and then they also have had other errors on that book, I feel like it shows that Marvel really fucking dropped the ball on Kamala. Like, they're fucking her up. And it fucking sucks as a Miss Marvel fan. And don't buy this shit. Don't fucking buy this shit. I hate Marvel right now. Especially after the Moon Girl episode. The Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur has an unreleased episode now. Because it focused on a trans character. It got, thank God for the internet, because it got released. Because, like, people, like, it got leaked. And now it's up on the Internet Archive. It's up on YouTube. I have a copy of it. Don't tell anyone I have a copy of it, but I have a copy of it. Good on everyone for telling Disney fuck you, especially because the entire thing is that, like, so her friend is getting barred from playing sports because she's trans. And so the great message of it, especially for kids, is that instead of conforming to the system, if the system's unfair, you should destroy it. And I like that the reaction to Disney pulling this episode because of the current political climate caused people to essentially break the system in order to get it and put it out there. And I think that's beautiful. I think that was a very great end to it. Anyway, that's last week in comics. Like, subscribe. I do a show every Saturday, Ash and Their Fantastic Friends, 9 p.m. EST on YouTube, obviously, and Twitch, where we talk about comics most of the time. So, come and see us. I also follow my TikTok stuff, link fucking back there. But yeah, I'll have another one of these out next Sunday. And I think this is what I did last time. And end card. No, don't go in the closet. You just came out of there.